Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is a very interesting semi-final that we've got on our hands today. It is Daria Kasatkina versus Beatriz Haddad Maia, and they're going to be battling out in Abu Dhabi. Courts are quick, the scene is set, and it will be Haddad Maia to start off on serve here. And big shadow, by the way, on her side. Good serve down the tee though. Starts off with an ace, not a bad start from the Brazilian. Looking to make the final. I did back her to actually make not only the final but win the tournament. So far so good with my predictions. Manuel in the chat first. Yep. Hey Manuel, how you doing? How are you doing? Good start from the Brazilian. And now into the rally here. Forehand cross from Beatriz Haddad Maia. Backhand from Kasatkina. Forehand on the line is in. Forehand cross from Kasatkina. Wild forehand from the Russian that goes wide. So it will be interesting to see who comes out on top in this one. Let me just have a look in terms of So interestingly, Kasatkina's never beaten Haddad Maia before as well. So do love in favour of the Brazilian. Last time they played was the WTA Elite Trophy in Zhuhai, 6-4, 6-1, pretty comprehensive. They also played another time in 2023 in Doha, 6-3, 7-6. Good serve into the forehand of Kasatkina. Great return though down the line. Then goes into up the forehand Kasatkina. Forehand cross from Haddad Maia, being a lefty of course. That lefty. Forehand on the line from Kasatkina. Forehand on the line from Kasatkina is a winner. Great forehand from the Russian there, just behind Haddad Maia. And it is a winner, 30-15. That's I picked beer at 1,400. He's riding all the way to 7 to go. Okay, don't know what that means in betting terms, I don't bet, but for something positive view. And a wild forehand though from Haddad Maia. Good serve out wide, gets the backhand return into the forehand of the Brazilian, and she just swerves that forehand on the line wide. Haddad Maia forehand cross now, has Kasatkina on the stretch on the backhand, slice forehand, volley into the net from Haddad Maia. So early breakpoint opportunity here for Kasatkina. About wide is, I thought it would be an ace. But very close, but she's just missed it. So second serve, it will have to be try and save a break point here early in this first step. In game, started off strong, did the Brazilian, but now under pressure into backhand of Kasatkina. It's a good deep return down the middle. Forehand is blaze long from Haddad Maia. She gets the early break. Kasatkina, not the start that Beatriz Haddad Maia would have wanted. A very strong start from Kasatkina here. Took an opportunity at the first time of asking. Very, very, very impressive. Looking pretty warm there as well in Abu Dhabi, and the courts are playing quick. It's a WTA 500 of course, and a pretty stacked lineup in all honesty, and still some very big players in the draw. Haddad Maia and Kasatkina 6th and 7th seeds respectively. Then Rybakina is playing Samsonova in the second semi-final. An intriguing one because Rybakina, the number 1 seed, Samsonova has never lost to Rybakina. So that will be very interesting to see how that one pans out. Will Rybakina be able to get over her hump really against Samsonova? And you would expect her to beat Samsonova, a very tricky player, has a lot of different attributes to be utilised, and serve is wide, is long. Backhand. Is that a double fault? It is. Double fault from Kasatkina. Goes long. It's a good return. Or would have been a good return from Beatriz Haddad Maia on the backhand. Very strong return down the middle, but not needed. Love 15. Serving to the backhand of Haddad Maia. Then goes forehand into out. Does Kasatkina. Forehand cross from Haddad Maia. Backhand is just in. Is it? No, I thought I got the baseline, but it has dropped long. So love 30. Early pressure on the Russian serve. Are we going to see a trade of breaks here straight away? Manon, hello, how you doing? Master Roshi, how much that's forehand into out from Haddad Maia. Forehand down the middle from Kasatkina. Good tap. Then goes forehand cross. Backhand from Haddad Maia. Forehand of Kasatkina goes down the line. Actually made that. I think she's missed it. No, she's slipped outside the line. Great shot. 15-30. 15-30 Kasatkina on her serve. Serve down the tee, backhand in from Haddad Maia, then goes forehand cross court, backhand cross from Kasatkina, backhand into the forehand of Haddad Maia now. Forehand down the middle is, oh, not good enough. Not good enough at all from Haddad Maia. Great forehand from Kasatkina, latches onto the short ball, puts it away down the line. Really impressive. Really, really impressive from Kasatkina. From love 30 down to 30 all. Little grimace from Haddad Maia. Just didn't quite do enough in that rally. It's a little bit pedestrian from her there. Serving into the backhand of Haddad Maia. Good, strong backhand down the middle. Forehand cross into the backhand of Kasatkina that goes long. So an early break could be met with a break back straight away. Looks like a trade of breaks could be in the books here. A fist bump from Haddad Maia. Come on. First serve, can she find the Kasatkina? She can, but it's a strong return down the middle on the forehand. It's a really wild forehand cross court from Kasatkina. Really wild. And they trade breaks. So, 1-1. Very, very good start from both players, I guess. Breaking serve each. Or you could say it's not a particularly strong start from either, in all honesty. Haddad Maia just, I'd say, hitting the ball slightly better than Kasatkina in the early doors here, but goes, oh, gets very fortunate. Served on the tee, goes drop shot, clips the net cord. It dribbles over. Very, very fortunate. Served on the tee is in. Forehand cross from Haddad Maia. Backhand is long from Kasatkina. Bit erratic on the ground strokes early doors here. It's a bit erratic. Kasatkina. A lot of shots wide or long. Wouldn't normally expect that from her. She's got fantastic shot tolerance, and that's really what her game is built upon. That's the foundation of her game. Doesn't have huge power, but has a lot of guile, variation. The serve goes wide from Haddad Maia. Second serve coming up here at 30 love. A better start on her serve. Looking to hold serve and be the first person to hold serve early in this match. At 30 love. Backhand into the net from Kasatkina. Good serve on the tee from Haddad Maia. It was 40 love, 3 game points. 3 game points. And then after this game, by the way, we'll have Hannah jump in to take you guys through the rest of the commentary. So make sure you fire lots of questions and comments and be welcoming as well, please. Served on the tee into the forehand slice of Kasatkina goes long. So it's a hold to love, a very strong service game after They traded breaks, and Beatriz Haddad Maia just nudges in front, and I will let Hannah take over. Well, thank you guys, and I'll see you later. I'll see you in the chat.
There's a change of face as we resume the action here. From Abu Dhabi, it's Haddad Maia with the 2-1 lead. As we come into the fourth game, what a seesawing match we've seen so far. Seesawing tournament, to be honest. We'll go through who's been winning and how they've come that far as the players take a bit of a sip of water. Really hot day in Abu Dhabi today. The shade people are out in full storm with their umbrellas. Hi, my name's Hannah Kuha. Thanks for joining us. What a tournament it's been. I'm really keen to hear about who you've been liking so far. I think it's amazing that already at the tournament we've seen second seed Onjabur, she lost in the quarterfinal. Third seed Sakari, she was out in the second round. Fourth seed Krichikova out. Fifth seed Ostapenko out. Wildcard Naomi Osaka out, and wildcard Emma Raducanu also out. So some big outs so far. Today's match, obviously, between the 7th and 6th seeds with Daria Kasatkina. She's going to be taking the service game. As the players finish their drinks, head back to court. We'll see if Kasatkina can hold serve. As we've already heard, it's been a turbulent start to this match, but Kasatkina just bouncing the ball, getting ready for this fourth game of the match. A few spectators still walking around. Great to have some new fans of the tennis joining that action, and perhaps some new fans joining us here on broadcast. I'm watching the match from Australia and Australian internet. We're still a bit behind. I've got some freezing going on my screen. The suspense just kills us all. I think the umpires get so excited with some chatting on the sidelines that we've just been immersed in that, and we'll get immersed in the play shortly. A few tech glitches on the way. Great to see so many people from all around the world in the comments. Please tell me where you're watching from. In Australia, it's 10:21 in the evening. Nice way to finish your day, watching some tennis with good friends all around the world. So please give us an ahoy. Let us know where you're watching from and the cool things you've been up to today. Okay. Seems like I've got my stream back. We can get back to the tennis and away from the umpire chat. Breakpoint 3.
Let me jump in. Okay, so 30-40 here. Breakpoint opportunity for Haddad Maia to go a break up. Breakpoint opportunity number 3, but it goes begging. It's a mistake into the net. Juice. Oh, you're back. Okay. Okay.
I feel like we've got some tag team commentary today. Almost a double setup. The two of us getting us through. As we head to Juice, Kasatkina with the serve. She goes down the line. A lot of play through the middle channel. Kasatkina goes wide. The return is also wide. Head down the tee. It's a long rally, really testing Kasatkina's endurance. The point will go to Kasatkina, takes the advantage. We know she's so good with just the clever angles. She's really that endurance player, playing the most minutes on court in this tournament so far. And let's check the scores. It's 2-2 in the first opening set. Haddad Maia to serve. 16 minutes into play so far. So really interesting start. I think both players have headed into some good form heading into this tournament. Haddad Maia has had a rough few years, but 2024 is hopefully going to be her year after some injury woes, some off-court woes. But now she'll be serving in this fifth match, in this fifth game of this opening match. After the serve successful, she hits into the net. Kasatkina early break. A few parched scorers, spectators. Everyone's looking hot and bothered in Abu Dhabi. Haddad Maia serves out wide, returns wide. She goes down the line. And what a wonderful shot. She gets the points. It's 15-all. As we've spoken about, this match might be one of endurance. Early theme to pick up on. Haddad Maia with the serve goes wide. The returns through the mid. She flings it to the forehand side of Kasatkina. But unfortunately, the return's just too good. Kasatkina backhand straight down the line, and no issue for her. Beautiful aerial backhand too, just so powerful. Haddad Maia, 15-30. She needs an opportunity here. Her left-handed serve goes wide. The return comes back easily. Kasatkina flicking her to the forehand side. And Haddad Maia, just unforced error. Hits it into the net. Early signs of nerves, perhaps. She might be just a single year older, but definitely being tested here by Kasatkina, the young Russian, currently world number 14. Haddad Maia, 15-40, and she's notched up a fault. What's she going to do with this second serve? The left-hander goes down the tee. A wide cross-court forehand, and Kasatkina can't get it back into the net. And it's going to be Haddad Maia who takes the point. 30-40 now, just the single break point to Kasatkina. Haddad Maia looks to serve with that left hand. She takes it out wide. Return comes to the middle, and what a shot. She's flinged it to the opposite side of the court, stretches the baseline right into the depths, and Kasatkina just can't get there. That was an excellent, excellent forehand. Beautiful. Kasatkina just having to stretch. She can't get there. Fantastic, fantastic shot choice from Haddad Maia. Makes it juice. Haddad Maia serves down the tee. Return comes back. And it's another unforced error to Kasatkina. She's frustrated. A few words under her breath. Haddad Maia looking pretty chuffed, as she would be. Down 15-40 to claw it back to advantage on her serve. It's a great result. Haddad Maia kicks it down the tee. Easy. Oh, it was a fault on that one. Haddad Maia with the second serve. The return comes back, hits the tape. Haddad Maia in full control. Playing it into that Kasatkina forehand before going cross-court backhand. She's not happy. It's gone too wide into the tram tracks, and some really, honestly, some convincing shots. I really loved the range that Haddad Maia is showing. Can she claw another point here? It's going to be juice. Haddad Maia serves wide. Kasatkina. She goes down the middle. Very conservative play. That feat of endurance, but she goes too far over the baseline, does Kasatkina, and Haddad Maia. She's questioning the call. It looked like it was going to be too deep over the baseline. But we'll see what the tech tells us. Oof. No, it was just in. It was just in. So it's going to be Kasatkina. Beautiful shot. She's going to take the advantage. Lots of questions coming through the chat. I'm loving it. We'll get to that in between games because Kasatkina, she's got the advantage. This will be a massive break. And another query from the umpire in the chair. The question was whether it was just outside into the tram tracks, and yes, it was out. So we'll stay with Kasatkina with the advantage. We'll see what Haddad Maia does with this serve. Few Haddad Maia fans in the chat, 66% people in the YouTube poll going for her. And guess what? It might be a wise choice. Who knows? Might be too early to tell. It's going to be a 3-2 lead to Kasatkina. Perhaps some early concerns for the Haddad Maia fans, but we'll have to ask that question. Hannah, who's your favorite ATP and WTA player currently? Oh, that is such a great question. As an Australian, I'm not going to make any surprise to say that Alex de Minaur is currently the flavour on every Australian's lips. I think we were all cheering him on at the Australian Open. Perhaps he didn't go as far as we would have liked to at our home slam, but we'll see what happens. G'day, MJ. So great to have you on the broadcast. As old mate Apple, you're here, and Mana, so great to see you as our first fan today. So can't wait to see what you think. For all the Haddad Maia fans who voted that they think she's going to win, Do you still think so after these early 5 games? I think there's cause for optimism. But a handy break to Kasatkina, and you're going to question whether the youngster's ready, and this is her time. Of course, she is seeded 7th in this tournament, currently world 14. She's had a great run so far in the tournament, defeating Diane Parry in the first round, Ashlyn Kruger in the second, Serrano Christie in the third. And I don't know, I think her form's been good. Stats-wise, it's a pretty comfortable. I feel like she's playing pretty comfortably. 5 aces so far this tournament. I'm really keen to see what she does now with the serve. It's a 3-2 lead for Kasatkina. She takes a couple of bounces, and we're back into the action at Abu Dhabi. Fault. She tried to go down the line, didn't work out. Kasatkina goes central, but it's a double fault. It's been her 11th double fault of the tournament so far. Serving at 71% on that first serve. But with this first serve, she goes just in the middle of the box. Nice, conservative, easy. Back and forth rally down the middle before Kasatkina. Strong backhand. She pushes out wide, but the return's easy. Haddad Maia pushing deep. She approaches at the net. Kasatkina lets out a long ball over the top, and it's just going to be it's going to be too good for Haddad Maia to run to. Fantastic. Some buffalo wings for MJ because it's Super Bowl tomorrow. Absolutely. So much sport going on in the world at the moment. I'm curious to see who your pick is. I was hanging out with some Americans today, and seems like that Taylor Swift fever is really taking not only music but sport by storm. Kasatkina with the serve. Again, long rallies for this one. Her shot was just too far, too wide. Into the tram track, she coughs it up. But MJ, I want the full description of these buffalo wings. Sounds like I wish I was having dinner at your house. G'day, Joe Mama. Kasatkina, again, another fault off this one. Kasatkina's second serve, again, conservative. Haddad Maia pushes deep. She goes probably over the baseline. There looks to be a query, but I don't think either player is too hung up on it. Play continues, Kasatkina. It's 30-all. Mana Sapphire, hello to you. Where are you joining us from? Who's your tip for this match? Kasatkina, the serve's good. Haddad Maia's return, not so good. Just too deep over the baseline again. These ground strokes not paying off for her at the moment. Kasatkina, 40-30. She serves, goes down the tee, pushes out wide with her forehand. Again, massive backhand cross court. Haddad Maia return, that lethal left-hand forehand, gets a volley in, stretches to the tram lines, and all class from Kasatkina. She returns that snappy volley just inside the baseline, and she looks happy with this one. Mana Sapphire is saying, I'm rooting for Maia. Well, you must be happy with initial start, but maybe a bit of nerve here. Kasatkina, 4-2 in the first set. KC says, hello, Hannah. Hi, everyone. Mana Sapphire joining us from Greece. A lot of fans. But, the Super Bowl chats are dominating. MJ, I always like Patrick Mahomes in case, the Chiefs pre-Taylor Swift era. How funny is that? I wonder if it's, we call it gridiron here in Australia, but for you Americans, whether football is turning into a pre and post Taylor Swift. Mana Sapphire, you're not concerned because it's only one break of serve. Too good. Well, it will be Haddad Maia with the serve now. She's down 4-2, but Serving from that sunny end, I don't know. It's just hard when you get that glare through the eyes, especially as a left-hander. She's really vulnerable through that side. That's right. She goes down the tee. Two-handed backhand, cross-court. Plays it again. Got Kasatkina on her forehand. Drills it back down the middle, but it's going to be Kasatkina. 2 break points here. Love 30. Really great. 1 break means nothing on WTA. Mana, you might be right there. True dat, Mana. From MJ. What's happening here? Haddad Maia with the serve. Oh, and a winner down the line. Now that is classy. It would be Kasatkina with the winner, sorry. Love 40. Beautiful. Huge opportunity here. Love 40, Kasatkina 4-2 up. Should want to drill this one. Such a free money point and game. Haddad Maia goes wide. It's going to be a fault. Haddad Maia again with the serve. Some nice stats from QualityShot tennis. Broken serve more times than holding. It has been a bit of a turbulent beginning. Kasatkina, middle of the box. She slams it into the net upon in the 3rd shot of the rally, and that's the game tied up. And it will be Kasatkina 5-2 with the serve. Are we still feeling confident here, Mana Sapphire? I'm not so sure. Going to be tough here to come back, but that's all right. As you said, in the WTA, anything can happen. And we see this so many times. Maybe we're in for a 3-setter tonight. I can't wait to see how this match pans out. Beautiful sights across Abu Dhabi. Just a nice blue sky. Mana Sapphire joining us from Israel. I'm on so many different screens here, so you have to help me out with these little flags that I'm seeing. Great to have you on board, Mana Sapphire. And MJ, lots of comments. Feel like we've all had a big week. Loving the commentary, guys. Can't wait to get to know you all over the coming weeks, months, years. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to learn about our tennis stories and why you guys are such big fans. For me, I started as a 4-year-old little baby. Called it Pee-wee tennis here in Australia. I don't know if any other Aussies are on board tonight, but or today, depends on where you're watching from. It's such a great sport. Keen to hear your stories and why you're so invested in watching wherever you are in the world. As Kasatkina is looking for a spot in the final here of the Abu Dhabi Open. She's serving for the set, 5-2. First serve kicks out wide. Haddad Maia, she can't get the return back. Kasatkina, 15 love. Few bounces, goes wide. Deep into the back corner. That's Haddad Maia who claws back a point. Patrick Pat, can't say that's a friend of mine, but tell me more about Patrick Pat. Kasatkina slams her first serve into the net. Got to let. We'll get one there eventually. We'll get one over the net. Kasatkina. This serve's good. She goes out wide. Haddad Maia tries to go really far cross court using that clever angle. Another commentator is Patrick Pat, or hopefully I get to know him. Kasatkina, 30-15. Hits it to the middle of the box. Lasou's on the forehand. Haddad Maia controlling. Oh, scintillating forehand. She takes that left-hander, goes down the line. That is a confident shot, and it's going to be the one to get her the points. What a brilliant shot choice. So good. Who's your favorite player? We've spoken about the ATP, WTA. Again, Priscilla Hon. I think she is just a cool chick, and she's someone that I always love supporting. As Haddad Maia with a break, 30-40. Kasatkina lining up for her serve again. Haddad Maia still gripping very much in this contest. Kasatkina serves down the line. It'll be a fault. Lines up again, reloads, and deploys Kasatkina down the box. Haddad Maia with the backhand, forehand. Oh, confident from Haddad Maia. I didn't mind that approach shot. She got a bit aerial, looked to head up to the net, and didn't even have to get there in the end because the return from Kasatkina just plummets into the net. But confident from Haddad Maia. I think this is when she's at her best. But it will be Kasatkina 5-3 in the first set. Haddad Maia with the serve down the tee. The return comes back down the tee. We're playing through that mid. And Haddad Maia, she's caught really down low and just can't make... she just doesn't have enough power. Wrong footwork to get that ball over the net. Needs to use those feet to move around. Just a better approach into that shot. Haddad Maia kicks out really wide, and what a beautiful ace. Kicks out so far that Kasatkina just can't get there. And that'll be a great result. Great serve, actually. Her third ace of the tournament. Beautiful use of spin. Gotta love those very wide. Haddad Maia again. Should go middle of the box. Some play through the middle of the court. Both players like a cat and mouse. Just toying through the mid. Hello, Juice Lava. Good to see you online. Everyone's loving a bit of juicy action. Great to see you, my friend. What have you been up to today, Juice Lava? Give us the details, what we've been missing. Haddad Maia, 15-30. And again, pushes into the depths. A beautiful shot. Just approaches the baseline, and Kasatkina, the footwork doesn't get her there. Clever work from Haddad Maia around that baseline. I'm loving the work that she's doing just to really push and extend. That's a great shot from Haddad Maia. A 30-all. She pops up the serve. The return will be to her. It'll be to her backhand side. She lassos a forehand in the next shot. As Kasatkina approach, and classy down the line. Great approach shot. And again, both players just looking really impressive when they're on that front foot, happy to come into the net. Some great stuff. Juice Lava watching the Wildcats. Which code are we talking with the Wildcats? There are a few of them. I'm not sure if you're a Perth Wildcats kind of basketball guy. That might be my the Australian twang coming out again. You guys are going to have to tell me off if I'm coming across a little too ochre. That's all right. Gotta love a bit of love from down under. Set point. Haddad Maia serves down the mid. Kasatkina, backhand return, conservative down the middle, slice. Kasatkina, forehand, she's pushed out wide. And she takes the first set with a cross-court forehand. That is a classy finish from a hot starter. What a first set that has been. Kasatkina, she's been in scintillating form heading into this tournament, and with a return like that, there's no question that this could potentially be her time here in Abu Dhabi. Beautiful cross-court forehand. Just had Haddad Maia on the wrong side of the court. She can't get there, and it will be the first set cleaned up by Daria Kasatkina. It's going to be 6-3, 40 minutes into the first set. Some predictions. We've got some Perth basketball predictions. Yes, Juice Lava. I did my time in Perth. I lived there for 2 years. Big fan of the Wildcats myself. You can't look past Cotton Nation when you talk about the legacy of the Perth Wildcats and how they've drummed up a lot of energy over the years. QualityShot Tennis reckons 6-4 Haddad Maia for me. Okay. Interesting predictions. I don't know if I'm agreeing. I'm not sure who else will agree. Today I am broadcasting from Sydney. I've been in Melbourne the last few weeks. I've been working on the Australian Open. It was such a blast. What a time. Went to MJ reckons I went to Sydney for work. You're living in NYC. Yeah, I've had a few friends migrate over to the Big Apple, and what a time it is. They all have such amazing stories, and we laugh and they come back, and after the first year they say, oh, New York, it's the place to be. And then a few years later they say, oh, you know what, if I'm going to start a family, I might want to start a family in Australia. I think that cost of living is getting to everyone. 6-4 says Juice Lava. Predictions for the second set heading to Beatriz Haddad Maia. That'll be not a bad prediction. I reckon things might close up in this second set. Both players just having their nervous moments. I think a few unforced errors on both sides. Send double fault, like a lot of early errors. But as we've spoken about on the WTA, got so much time, and a second set is really where you start to see the magic unfurl. As we see Daria Kasatkina having a little chat to her coach, Flavio Cipolla. He took over her coaching at the start of 2023. Italian player himself, former world number 70. So curious as to if you were her coach right now, Kasatkina's coach, what would you be saying to her if you were in Flavio's chair? I think for me, just be settling. Like, I think she did a really good job of taking the break points where they came, but just making sure that you're strong on the service game. I think both players can improve on that one. But very curious. MJ, I didn't think Haddad was ranked higher. Yeah, well, in this tournament, Haddad Maia seeded 6th, Daria Kasatkina 7th. So pretty tight in the scope of this tournament. But Haddad Maia obviously doing amazing things for tennis in Brazil. She's the first Brazilian woman to crack the top 10. So I think that's pretty cool in itself. And I reckon she's still on the rise. Like, I know she's 27 years old, but I think just given the complexities of the last few years, critical injuries in 2019, COVID very interrupted for her. We'll see what happens. Juslava, I don't reckon you're wrong with the first serve percentage. They've been interesting so far this tournament. Kasatkina with the first serve, the second set, kicks it wide, and Haddad Maia just able to get the first point of that one. I think the point went out a little too wide from Kasatkina, that shot. Serves out wide again. Haddad Maia hits the tape, but it's going to click back into her side of the court. 15 all. Kasatkina down the line. It's a fault. So perhaps Juicelava, what you're saying about these first serves, definitely critical. And again, just Kasatkina able to get the point there. Haddad Maia just having to will herself into this one with a few unforced errors. Maybe that's what her coach was speaking to her about. Who knows? Kasatkina. I'm listening to what the chair umpire to make a call on this serve. Yeah, well and truly in. Came close to hitting the tee, but no, definitely an ace. Kasatkina 40-15 game point. Fault. Down the line. Haddad Maia, she feels a bit nervous and tried to go the winner, generate a bit of speed, bit of topspin to go down the mid, but a bit too nervous. Execution, they're just not on. Yeah, racket face, really wrong angle. That's the power of pressure, guys. So unfortunate when you want the win so badly that you just, cough it up. So interesting start, Kasatkina. We're talking about those first serves. 77% Kasatkina, Haddad Maia 73%. So perhaps not as big of a differential as we thought, Juicelava. But I think there'll be a few other key areas for the stats today. What are some of the stats that you're keeping an eye on? Curious, Juicelava, you started a good chat. Is it really just down to that first serve percentage, or what's the greater differential going to be for these players? As a bit of movement in the crowd, Abu Dhabi stands are starting to fill up, but a pause and we're back. Need a strategic injury timeout, you reckon? Yeah, sometimes you just need to have that break in play. Got to love those fake injuries. I spotted a couple at the Australian Open and you've got to laugh. Down the tee goes Haddad Maia. But return kicked out wide from Kasatkina, and Haddad Maia just tried to push it cross court. Didn't work out. It's going to be love 15. Just Pagula, we've got some questions around her. Yeah, no, I'm a fan. I don't know if that puts me in your good books or bad books, but Haddad Maia here with the serve. Pops it up, and it's going to be out wide. Just a fault. Yeah, a little bit too wide, but the idea was there. Haddad Maia, conservative down the mid, controlling forehand, but not controlling at all. Just, again, wrong racket face, flings it out of court, tried to go down the line, but yeah, that was poorly executed. Yeah, way too wide. She's disappointed. I love puts the hand up. Not happy with that. Love 30. Haddad Maia, wide. Returns down the middle from Kasatkina. Kasatkina again down the mid. Haddad Maia. Loopy forehand. She's trying to get depth. Conservative backhand, pushing it further into the Kasatkina forehand. Kasatkina crosses the other side of the court. She's pushed back to the forehand. Haddad Maia playing really deep into that back corner. Down the line from Haddad Maia. Kasatkina covering a lot of ground. Left, right, left, right. She comes across with the backhand. Chooses a two-hander. Haddad Maia, she's getting down low because Kasatkina approach shot, classy finish, just a cheeky drop shot at the net. And so much mileage for both players in that point. Really having to stretch. We see aerial stuff getting really down low and not what you can do when you've been running the baseline ragged and have to approach that net. Clever from Kasatkina. Haddad Maia, love 40. For the game, Haddad Maia kicks it down the tee. Forehand, drops it short. Kasatkina at the net again, but Haddad Maia says, I don't want to have that medicine twice, but she does, and she coughs up the point twice. That is not the healthiest of results, unfortunately, for the young Brazilian. So it's going to be game.
It's 23 hours.
As my laptop says, we're almost an hour into this one. Hitting 11 p.m. Aussie time. It's 51 minutes of action here at Abu Dhabi. And on the serve, Kasatkina. She's going to be happy with this start. Kasatkina 2-love in the second set, but it's Haddad Maia with the first point of the game. Are we still feeling confident, my friend Manna? Haven't heard from you in a while. MJ, I'm hoping for a few more dinner updates from you, my friend. I had some dumplings tonight and sorry, frying stuff. Speaking of the dumpling updates. Yeah, I had dumpling updates. The fried chicken updates. Yeah, my dumplings were pretty good. Pagula, hard worker. Yeah, I'd agree. I think she's also a really liked player on the around the traps, and I think that's for me, that's important anyway. I like players who are kind people, and I think Pagula fits that mold. Kasatkina, both players trying to just play down the middle of the court. Haddad Maia stretched the forehand side, but too wide from Kasatkina, and it's Haddad Maia fist pumping. She's pretty stoked with this. Again, just playing deep into her left-handed forehand side. But yeah, no, she'll be happy with an unforced error just going too far. She doesn't have to use up the petrol tickets cutting across. She does anyway. She's able to get there, but more play through the middle. Kasatkina going left, right. She's trying to run Haddad Maia down, really using that endurance game that we know of Kasatkina. She's so well known for it. Haddad Maia calling to the chair. She wants a closer look at this ball. Yeah, it's well and truly on the line. Definitely in. 15:30, Kasatkina. One challenge remaining for Haddad Maia. Kasatkina, first serve into the net. MJ not a fan of Pagula, even though she is a hard worker. Interesting. Do tell. Tell us a bit more whilst you fry your chicken. But another fist bump to Haddad Maia. Yeah, she's happy. Little more chair umpire action. I'll listen to see what that's about. How about that? The question was whether the ball was deep in the baseline. But yet, well and truly on the line. The Brazilians supporter box looking perplexed. But the thumb goes up. She's happy with that result. The ball was in. She'll take the points. 30-40, Kasatkina. MJ, we're all salivating with the updates. As perhaps we've got a salivating result at our hands. This is an interesting one. I'm on the it's Saturday night in Australia, but I'm on the sparkling waters. Thank you for the question and the query. Definitely old enough to be drinking if I felt like it, but no, not on the job, guys. Let's keep it professional. How's that for interesting opening set. I'm just watching some highlights now. Beautiful two-handed backhand from Kasatkina. Some awesome shots from her, to be honest. I've actually been more impressed by her into this second set. But getting parched, juice lava, chatting to you guys all night. I feel like I've got to open the vocal cords and get excited because might be a long one here. We'll see if it goes to a 3-setter. You know who is parched? These fans at Abu Dhabi. Man, I wish I was over there right now. Sunshine, good times, great tennis. I'm curious to see, have any of you guys been to Abu Dhabi or have you watched this tournament at Abu Dhabi before? I know it's quite a new one. Only a couple of years old tournament. I think it was 2019, the first edition. Might have to correct me on that. I think 2019 was the first one. We had a little bit of time off because of COVID. I think that's cool. Oh, let's play a bit of Abu Dhabi Open trivia. How many tournaments do you reckon they've had? I'm going to say this is the third installment. Belinda Bencic taking out the Chockies last year, but obviously not competing due to pregnancy this one. As Haddad Maia takes the first serve. She's down 2-1 in the second set. And crowd's starting to get into this one. Haddad Maia holds the first point. I feel like I'm going to have to put that one in a glass. Just make sure we're all on the same wavelength. Oh, wide. How's that? That was a kick. That was a I really enjoyed that point. So Haddad Maia just goes wide one side, wide the other. It's simple tennis, but hey, it's effective. Just stretching Kasatkina. Gotta love that simple but effective strategy. Haddad Maia with the serve, 30 love. Kicks out wide, fault. Kasatkina still happy to stand well behind the baseline on the second serve. It'll go down the tee. She gets her backhand to it. Haddad Maia generating a heap of power in this forehand return. Just the body rotation, amazing. Kasatkina conservative on the backhand. Uses the slice now. Slice from Haddad Maia too. Kasatkina stretching the baseline now. And again, one side to the other. And she finds another winner. Oh, no, it'll be Kasatkina taking that point. Haddad Maia 30-15. Yeah, both players happy to play the endurance game here. And we know that they're two of the players who have played the most court time so far. Kasatkina, 5 hours, 22 minutes leading up to this match. 7 hours, 21 for Haddad Maia. 496 points she's played so far. And Kasatkina unable to get her shot over the net. Haddad Maia just really commanding on the ground strokes. She hit a rocket launcher forehand into the back corner. And, yeah, no choice for Haddad Maia but to falter and unfortunately plummet into the net. Missing some more More MJ cooking tips. Have we gotten through the first batch yet, my friend? As Haddad Maia. 30 all. Jeez. Commanding from Haddad Maia. She's taken up residence in the middle of the court, but whacking left, right, left, right. Kasatkina, one-handed backhand, forehand again. And it's a forehand down the line that's going to get her the winner. Oh, no, the forehand goes too far. It's Kasatkina with the points. Who am I backing for this set? Hard to tell at this point. Really love, I think Kasatkina's got so many nice ground strokes, but I just don't think they're coming together as consistently as you'd want in order to make the call just yet. We've got some movement in the crowd. See how things pan out. How are we thinking? That's my take on this set. Curious to see what you guys reckon. Haddad Maia serves middle of the box. Heap of power on that forehand. Stretches, backhand, volley. It's a volley game. Oh, almost some body shot territory. Bang, bang, bang. Both players having a bit of a chuckle, but perhaps more of a chuckle on the Haddad Maia side. Bit of body shot tennis. It's absolutely brutal. And yeah, Haddad Maia happy to take that. She was the first victim, I'm going to say, of the volley exchange. But yeah, Kasatkina, her return just going too far, goes over the baseline. Haddad Maia to serve. It'll be a fault. Juice. Haddad Maia. Ball toss down the tee. Very nice. And it's too nice. Kasatkina can't get a hand to it. Clicks into the net. It'll be advantage server. Yeah. Really liking some of the strategy that's going on. I think both players have had their moments in this second set. Now we're starting to get to some good tennis. Speaking about the WTA and how the second set really kicks things off. I think that's what we're seeing. Haddad Maia with the advantage. Goes wide on her serve. Return comes down the mid. Cat and mouse action. Until Kasatkina tries to get the backhand off. Ably returned. Still long rallies here. Both players. Both players playing tentative tennis until Haddad Maia tries to get the backhand winner down the line, but it doesn't work out. She'll cough up that advantage. And Juslava, you're right. Well and truly an arm wrestle. I think you might be right in this second set. Might be a bit too early to tell. Wondering the early words or the early confidence from Mana Sapphire. You've gone quiet, my friend. We haven't heard from you. I'm just teasing you, but very keen to hear what you reckon. Haddad Maia takes the advantage back. MJ. Yeah, we like the cooking update. What's your secret? I feel like I presume you're from America. What's your secret for frying really good chickens? I feel like in every one of you have your secret bits and spices. Maybe Haddad Maia will have some secret spices. Ooh, she might have packed them all into that serve. Went down the line. Return lops into the crowd, and that's enough to get the game. How's that for a closing point? The fist bumps out. You know that Haddad Maia is looking good when she's got the fist bump. The coaches reciprocate. That must be her secret spice. Mud Wrestle takes a moment of reprieve. 6-3, now 2-all. Straight into the action. Kasatkina serve. No secret herbs and spices, we reckon, MJ. I'm an accountant. I follow directions well. Okay, interesting. So I think that's half the fun of cooking, just doing your little thing, but maybe that's why you're probably a better cook than I. You're following those instructions like you need to do. NYC secret sauce, just follow instructions. Kasatkina might be writing the rule book for tennis tonight, though. 6-3, 2-all. Now she draws at 15-all. Kasatkina down the tee. Haddad Maia returns it straight back. Both players. Oh, interesting. Kasatkina tried to kick it out wide, really wide forehand, but again, wide, but too wide. Out of court. Kasatkina served down the mid. And backhand clanger. You get the sense she's starting to lose the mental marbles just slightly. Maybe this is the time for the injury time, as was recommended a little earlier. Haddad Maia can take the game here. Massive breaks for her. Intensity lifting up a notch. Pardon me, hiccup. Oh! Forehand smash. What a winner. And that'll be the game tied up. Haddad Maia, full of confidence on that last shot. Gotta love an aerial forehand, and when she knows she can put it away, that is exactly what she does. How good's that? Haddad Maia. Indeed, she's up and up and about, perhaps, on the broadcast tonight. 6-3, 3-2 in the second set. Let's see if we can get to a third. Wouldn't that be a great result? Alila, welcome. Welcome aboard. Great to have you. Dasher fan in the house. Kasatkina, I reckon, hey, I'm not taking sides here, MJ. I like to think I'm a very impartial commentator. I'm just here for good tennis. I want the excitement. Cheer on the ball, doing cool things. That's who I'm going for. But Alila, if you're going to be supporting Dasher, well, I reckon there's a lot to come and a lot that you're going to like today. Been an interesting tournament thus far. I mean, let's talk Kasatkina. Do you reckon she's going to go and make this Abu Dhabi the best for her? She last year had the quarterfinal loss to Chung. So this would be a great result for her. First final at Abu Dhabi if she would win this. See what happens. Of course, the winner will progress to the final in Elena Rybakina or Ludmila Samsonova. I'm actually curious who your tip is for the other match, and we'll see who's going to progress to the final. I reckon Elena might get that done. Rybakina, she's just a serving machine. She's probably my goer. But who's your thought? Rybakina, Samsonova? As we go back to the action on this court at Abu Dhabi, Haddad Maia with the serve. The serve's a fault. She'll take her second. I think that's the double fault. Yikes. Not the stuff that you'd want to a fresh game. Haddad Maia 3-2. Be great if she can capitalise off her service game here. But first point's going to be a double fault. Very unfortunate. She's had 7 double faults so far this tournament, serving at 76% on that first serve. This first serve looks much better. She goes wide, gets it in. Kasatkina can't get to the return. Oh, sorry. The serve. Now let's have a look at that replay. Nah, she does get to the return. What a beautiful angle. She's gone right. Played it really shallow, but just such a sharp angle. Great return from Kasatkina. I didn't even think she got that in. That looked great. Haddad Maia, love 30. Coughs up the first serve. That's going to be a fault. Haddad Maia, bounce, 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 bounce. And serves in the middle. Kasatkina tries to go down the line on that forehand. Doesn't work. Just going to be out of court. Pushes it too far deep. Haddad Maia happy with that. Free money, as my mentor Todd Woodbridge likes to say. I'm curious, who are your favourite commentators? What kind of energy are you wanting me to bring to the table? Who can we emulate? Your highlights and lowlights of tennis commentary, and I'll study up on them. That I will do. Haddad Maia. She serves, goes out wide, gets the return back in the mid. Again, bit of an exchange through the middle. Kasatkina again wants to go down the line on the forehand. But it's Haddad Maia who gets the point because it just doesn't make it over the net. Some good ideas from Kasatkina. I do know we have some love for Kasatkina, but are you serious? Is my best attempt at a bit of a McEnroe. We'll gloss over that really quickly because Haddad Maia has served. And it's going to be a forehand deep from Haddad Maia. Pushes it to the baseline. Gets it back on her backhand side again. Stretches on the backhand. Kasatkina, loopy forehand, time and space. Haddad Maia takes advantage of it and slams it back, trying to suck that time out. She pushes Kasatkina wide. She's got to run down the side of the court. Classy volley finish, but she gets there, but the finish isn't on. Guess that's what goes to show if you're being run ragged. She's come from the baseline, down the forehand side of the court, virtually to the net, outside the court, comes across for a one-handed backhand volley, but can't get there. Juicy Lava says the ball was in, chalk flew up. Chalk's not apparent on my screen. Haddad Maia, 40-30. Haddad Maia, she finishes it with a classy volley. And she'll take the game. All right. Bit of energy in this second set. Ooh. What are our predictions? I don't know. We've had some early thoughts. But keep them rolling because I think a few fans have gone a little quiet with their predictions. I'm not going to name names. But Kasatkina, 6-3 in the first set, now down 4-2. Haddad Maia looking confident. She's confident on the backhand return as we start the seventh game of the second set. Sean Power, welcome aboard. Great to have you on broadcast. You are watching Quality Shot Tennis. Great to have you all joining us wherever you are in the world. Kasatkina, her service game, hits it wide. Haddad Maia tries to go across court forehand, doesn't work out, hits the tape, falls back in her side of the court. Again, both ladies bringing some impressive ground strokes, just looking a little more assertive with these ground strokes, trying to work both sides of the court, getting the mileage in. Kasatkina will have that strategy work out for her, but not on that point. Haddad Maia. She's happy with sneaking a break point in there. Just off that beautiful return, reaching for the depths of the baseline. I feel you, Juice Lava. I feel you. You've got a game loading, a lot of internet loading, but definitely a great match in the midst. Some exasperation from Haddad Maia. She went the two-handed backhand cross court into the tram track. She's not happy with that. Kasatkina, she also kicks it wide off her serve. Haddad Maia on full stretch, can't get to it. Yeah, Kasatkina. Some great signs in this game. I think I've got a scoreboard error. Maybe Juicy Lava, that's what we're trying to load here. But who cares about scoreboards when you have some great tennis in hand and two players definitely having their moments? Sean Power, who are your predictions for tonight? Keen to hear about your thoughts and what you've been up to today. You starting your day? You finishing your day? Love hearing about these tidbits. And, of course, what you had for dinner. A bit more the fried chicken update. Gotta love the get up in Abu Dhabi right now. I'm just watching some fans, all kinds of crazy outfits. Do you guys, when you go to the tennis, do you wear a crazy outfit? As a broadcaster, I love seeing when others do, but for me, yeah, probably a bit more conservative. Just a top and a hat, not a top hat, but just a t-shirt maybe. So it's always sweltering when you go to the tennis in Australia, or it'll be bucketing sideways, and then you can't watch play anyway. Funny one, funny sport. But some great action so far in this second set. We've chatted previously about Kasatkina's pathway so far in this tournament. Haddad Maia, what are your thoughts? Wang Xinyun first round, Magdalena second. Longest match of the WTA so far. And then that crazy match against Ons Jabeur. Big name to knock out in the third round. So see if that confidence. I mean, I'm curious to hear what her learnings are from that match and how that confidence has translated into this one. She's had her moments of looking really confident. We'll see if she can bring that confidence into her service game as she leads 4-3 in the second. Take her first serve. Go down the middle. Chips it. She tries to find a wide forehand, but it'll plummet into the net anyway. Some nice decision-making, though, but perhaps the execution just not working out. Footwork, just think she got caught up in those feet. Didn't work out. Do you guys coach any tennis? What are your tips to youngsters around getting your footwork sorted in order to hit the best ball back? As Haddad Maia, she hits a great ball, and Kasatkina even better on the way back. She stretched really far on the backhand, gets it in. Haddad Maia given a lot of time, massive lob in the sky, but bang. Not happy. She goes forehand too wide. Just takes a bit of time tying up the shoelace because she's unhappy with that. I'm not going to say undisciplined, but probably a little bit below her standard, that shot. She had a beautiful read of the lob, but yeah, again, footwork, got caught up, couldn't have enough time and space for that backhand just to approach it. Just felt like the ball got stuck to her body too quickly. But, I mean, she's not going to be mad there, taking her first points of the game. Lalisa, welcome. How are we? Great to have you on board. Get your friends on board. We can all hang out Saturday night. Woohoo! Party at the tennis. Haddad Maia. First serve, no good. She's 4-3 up in the second set, Lalisa. Just to give you the update, Kasatkina took the first set 6-3, but it's Haddad Maia 4-3 in the second. Serves down the mid, bit of engagement. Haddad Maia just toying forehand, backhand, keeping the ball in the middle corridor. Kasatkina pushed on the backhand. She gets it back. Haddad Maia just edges it further out and gets that running race started again. Really commanding forehand. She's generating so much speed. I know we've spoken about it before, what she's generating off that top spin, but beautiful use of spin and power to power that one past. Lalisa, I'm so well. Thanks for asking. It's been a beautiful day. As it is a beautiful day here at Abu Dhabi for Haddad Maia. She's pretty stoked. Kasatkina, she's starting to get a bit lippy, expresses out to the crowd. Not sure if it's to her box or not. We'll see what happens. But Lalisa, I went for a swim today in the ocean. Saw the biggest waves I've ever seen in my entire life. That's been a few years of my life. So pretty incredible. Went there with a footballer, famous footballer friend of mine. I'll let you guess who that may have been. Haddad Maia and... Oh, no. Haddad Maia looked confident until, again, the footwork just let her down. Plunges the ball into the net. Kasatkina pretty stoked with that. She's having to claw back. Kasatkina is what it feels like after being such a commanding presence through the first set. Juslava, I'll get back to you on that one. Got to have a little bit of sleep amongst all of this tennis action. Haddad Maia with the serve down the mid. Kasatkina pushes wide. The forehand is masterful. She takes it deep in the court, but you can tell that experience. You can always tell players who've had a bit of experience, especially on clay, and their ability to read the angle and just cut across the court. Lalisa, you want to know about Rybakina? So she's playing tonight, I think, against Ludmila Samsonova. We'll get you a score check on that when we can. So it'll be the match after this one, Lalisa. So you'll have to keep watching it here on QualityShot Tennis. Hopefully we've got that one covered for you, but we'll let you know in the comments if we're broadcasting that. But it'll be a good one, Rybakina. I think she'll get it done pretty quickly, but who knows? Haddad Maia with the serve here. Kasatkina, she's hanging on. Forehand deep. Haddad Maia on the run. Kasatkina again plays that forehand. Stretches the breadth of the court, and it's too effective. Haddad Maia just needs to recover to the tee a bit faster. I don't know what happened. She was lurching one way, and once you read that it's a steam train in motion, we'll have to see how she can put the brakes on and head back. It's pretty difficult. Juslava, I see what you're saying, my friend. Maybe if I had some beautiful New York fried chicken to power me through the night, maybe things would look a little different. As Kasatkina coughs up the advantage. Really unhappy with that. You see, once the player's shoulders go down, they get a bit slumped. She's not stoked with how that return panned out. Well, Lisa, you're a Rabikina fan. You're a big serve fan. Such an enjoyable component of the women's game at the moment. Bigger and bigger serves. It's great to see. Haddad Maia controlling on the forehand. She's playing conservatively, just whacking it straight back to Kasatkina. Who's going to be the one to make a move? Haddad Maia hits the tape. It's almost a drop shot. Kasatkina gets the return. They play cross court for a bit until Haddad Maia pushes Kasatkina into the depth of the court, which she just can't get to. The ball's going to ricochet off her racket into the net, and some clever play. We've got a bit of cat and mouse going. Well, Lisa, glad that you're a big fan. You've been a long time fan. That's so good. How did you come across the channel? QualityShot Tennis loves having you back here, Lisa. Match after match and year upon year. Juice Lava joining us from Perth, the big Wildcats supporter. Nice early evening for you. As it could be. Oh, forehand smash from Haddad Maia. She's going to do her best to make it an early evening, but if it goes her way, it won't be so early. 3-setter. That was a really confident shot. She's taken it to the net again. Pushed out wide. Backpedal, 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 and the forehand smack down. WWE style. And you know what smacks down? Yep. It's going to be the Kasatkina, the racket into the ground. How about that? Well, Lisa's calling for some subscribes and likes. I'm going to chuck it out there too. Definitely get behind the channel. Means you get some new commentators like me abroad and we spread the tennis love. Good vibes. Kasatkina. She holds serve. Haddad Maia trying to break for the set. Haddad Maia 5-3 in the second. Kasatkina serves down the line. Haddad Maia lurches for the return, can't get there. Kasatkina trying to keep herself in this one. What do we reckon, guys? Haddad Maia going to take the second. Ooh. It's close. Kasatkina serve down the tee. Returns down the tee as well. You push deep, and Kasatkina again, bang, bang, bang. She's serving with efficiency here. Just such a powerful return. She got pushed to the extremities of her forehand, but didn't need to go because it was pushed way too far. Kasatkina seals up the game, guys. That felt like record timing. Felt like about 30 seconds that game. You know what? Kasatkina's going to be pretty happy with that. 5-4 in the second. Going to be a nail biter. Who do we reckon's got this second, guys? Depends on what kind of night we're going to have. As I'm watching some highlights. Yeah, what a gripping affair. I think this has been a bit of a seesawing match. I'm actually not sure about this second set anymore. I know I had some early predictions, but Juice Lava, you did tip 6-4. I will vouch for that. You might be right here. How confident are you? Lisa, do you have any thoughts on who's going to take this second set? I don't know what you've been up to this evening or who you've been watching, but this could be a tight one. Probably not as close. Sorry, probably tighter than the match after this one that you're looking forward to, the Rabikina match. Samsonova might throw a bit of a few curveballs out there, but yeah, I'd say Rabikina might take that. Bit of Tones and I in the background. Do you know where Tones and I is in the world right now? Where I am in Sydney. She's playing the opening act for Pink, who's in Australia at the moment. If you guys are Dance Monkey fans, I'm hearing that in the background of the court here at Abu Dhabi. Or maybe you're in Sydney and didn't get tickets to Pink, whatever it may be. Now everyone's coming out with the crystal balls. I like this. Juice Lava just reminding us who the real tennis expert is over here. Haddad Maia, 5-4 with the service game. Quality Shot Tennis says 6-4 as well. Does anyone else want to throw their hand in and say they predicted 6-4 in this second set? Because you've got about 30 seconds to cash in on that bet. Haddad Maia, serve. Goes wide. Plays recovered to the mid. Two-handed backhand. Haddad Maia pushes cross court with the forehand. That left-hand forehand going down the line. Scampering like an ant around the court. And it's going to be Kasatkina who can't get the return back. Haddad Maia happy to take the first point. Maybe she will make it the 6-4 fantasy that you guys in the comments are having. See what happens there. Haddad Maia to serve. Kicks it wide, but it'll be a fault. Haddad Maia. Cheeky commentary from Juice Lava. We're all part of the broadcast tonight. Haddad Maia. Ugh. She finds a winner. Had to go really deep, virtually on her knees. That's how much power she needed to generate to fire that one back. But there's going to be a query. Umpires getting put to work. Was the ball too deep? No, it was well and truly on the line. And definitely in court. Haddad Maia holding those points. I'm curious to see some line umpires here at Abu Dhabi. We know some tournaments are phasing them out, but definitely still there at Abu Dhabi. Haddad Maia tosses, goes to toss the ball. Too much noise. Beautiful. Ace down the line. Clever from the left-hander. She's in that shaded part of the court. So hard from Kasatkina. She's in that sunny back pocket. She can't read it as well, but absolutely no issues from Haddad Maia to take the ace. Oh, trouble brewing. Haddad Maia, 40 love. Does anyone else tell me that they predicted 6-4? Because you've got exactly 1 point to have the history etched into the comments before potentially this set gets wrapped up. Haddad Maia serves out wide. Return comes down the mid. Haddad Maia, 2 backhands in a row. They look loopy. She goes the slice off the forehand. Returns in. Right at the net. And there's a lot of cheer for Kasatkina. She's looked good on that drop shot. I think 2 or 3 times so far this match and just lifts it over the net. A return of medicine, it felt like. Saying, taste this, my friend. MJ, yes, I do a little bit of work in tennis media, but I'm more invested in these cooking updates of yours. It's looking good, you say. Woo, hoo, hoo. You're going to get me Googling recipes to follow. Set point for Haddad Maia. Juice Lava, I'm liking that you're already predicting for the third set. Get those predictions in. As Haddad Maia, long forehand cross court. She goes it again. Kasatkina drills it back. Haddad Maia takes the knee, trying to generate power, get the return back. She'll have to... No, she's not going to come to the net just yet. And really, she won't have to. because that's the game all, it should be the game all locked up. The shot looked, no, we've got a review here. Yes, it was well and truly in. The ball was on the line. Just licking the inside of the tram track. 40-30, Haddad Maia. Third set point. She's trying to just claw this one. Put it underground. Get it done. Haddad Maia. Kick serve wide. Goes down the line with the forehand. Tries it again. It's got Kasatkina on the back foot, but she recovers ground. It's the middle of the tee. Goes down the line. But no way. It's going to be too wide. And Haddad Maia, she takes that first set. You cannot be serious. Nah, that's sounding almost Terminator. I just can't try that again. But you can't be serious. No, we're actually completely factual. You heard it in these comments first. It was going to go 6-4, and that's exactly what it did. Juice Lava, do we reckon that you're... Are we agreeing with Juice Lava that we're going to go 6-4 in the third? Curious to Haddad Maia. Who knows? But that's right. We are going to 3 sets. Woo! I told you we were in for a goodie, and I told you these two players were about attrition. It was going to be quite the war of who can get it done and who can be the most patient. As Beatriz Haddad Maia points to her little drink that she's having. For me, I'm going the sparkling water. She's going the orange fluid. QualityShot Tennis reckons I'm going 6-3 Haddad Maia. Got some beer fans in the house tonight. Tonight or this morning, depends where you're watching. If you're from Abu Dhabi, tell you what, you've got a beautiful day ahead. Not only on the court, we've got so much tennis to go in this match, but also the match after this one, Elena Rybakina and Ludmila Samsonova. Any early predictions there? How much of a clean sweep do you reckon for a Rybakina? Would be, hey, I mean, that's my thought. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you've got a bit more faith in Samsonova than I do. We'll have to see. You are watching QualityShot Tennis, and we're so glad to have you guys. So much fun watching the tennis with you and hearing all of your thoughts. It's such a different experience, you know. Right now it's 1:45 in Sydney, Australia, and I tell you what, hard to find people who are willing to watch tennis at crazy hours of the day. So I appreciate having you all here. Opening the third set now. Kasatkina with the serve. She kicks out wide, down the mid. Forehand, generating a lot of power. She chooses the backhand, though. She runs around. Forehand, little drop shot makes her need to pick up that forehand, but it's not going to work out anyway. Juice Lava telling us about the hot weather. Over 40 degrees for 3 days. Oh, love that kind of weather. I reckon Kasatkina is going to handle the heat just in this rally alone. Over 8 shots now. It's going to look like a smash. Spashin effectively puts it away, does Kasatkina. Rybakina doesn't play well against Russians, you reckon, Juice Lava? Ooh. So what do you reckon, Samsonova? Have we got Team Samsonova starting to build? Kasatkina fumbles the first serve. It's 15 all. Second serve, middle of the box. Kicks out wide. Haddad Maia forced to use her backhand twice. Make that 3 times. Make that 4. She's stretched on that right. Oh, but you know what? Just simply chipping them over gets her the point. Kasatkina unable to stomach the pressure. Like our friend MJ is probably stomaching some beautiful chicken right now. A bit of fried chicken. Had a fault. Kasatkina less effective off that first serve today, but goes down the tee. Haddad Maia just pushing Kasatkina again to the forehand side. Forehand side. Locks and loads, but Kasatkina, unforced error, goes over the baseline. Haddad Maia doing her best to just really steamroll through this one. Juice Lover still thinking it's going to be Rabikina. Anyone brave enough to think it might go the other direction? Very curious. Some depth on this one. And a g'day to Ghost. The Ghost has joined us. Good morning, Australian lady. Hello, my name is Hannah. So nice to meet you. Which racket do I hit with? This is a really fun question. So back in the day, I was a big Maria Sharapova fan. So I'm still rocking with, do you remember she had like a blue Prince racket? That's what I'm rolling with. So good. Anyway, some stats from the second set. 76% first serve into Kasatkina, 82% Haddad Maia. So we spoke about that earlier on as being a key differential between the two. I think it'd be much closer than what we reckon. A lot of love for Ghosty coming on board. So good to have you, Ghosty. What have you been up to today? Give us your stories of life outside of tennis, because whilst we're here, now, I was going to say we're only talking tennis. We're talking a lot of other stuff too. Keen to hear about what's going on. Haddad Maia with the serve down the middle. She's in a predatory position. Plays the approach shot, and the return's going to be a lob. Goes way over her head and way past the baseline. Yeah, we've got some Prince users here. Yeah. I like the sound of that. What brackets are you guys rolling with? Do you go with the historical number like me, or are you cutting edge technology? Haddad Maia, really wide serve. Kasatkina tries to get the return in. It's no good. Far too wide. Doesn't take that point. MJ, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that we are talking food. Although after my dinner, I've already had my one dinner, but talking about this is making me hungry for my second. Don't know if it's a night of 2 dinners or not just yet. Still got some dumplings in the fridge. Might get a nibble. Depending how long this third set goes, this match well and truly close to the 2-hour mark. That's exactly how both of these players like it. Haddad Maia, especially longest match of the WTA so far. She's on the, very ugly. I don't know if it hit her racket or maybe just hit the frame. Ricochets into the crowd, that ball. Haddad Maia, 15-30. Ghosty, I like your update for the day. I'm going to read that in a sec. Haddad Maia. She tosses the serve. Clunky return from Kasatkina. Just lobs it over the baseline. Cheap money for... Yeah, cheap money for the Brazilian. She'll be happy with that. Ghosty. Ooh. You know what? I actually don't mind this, Ghosty. You said you were going to roll some boomers. But now you've done something even cooler, which is make them fearful for another week. You will get them. Will it be as much of a rolling as we're going to see in this match? I don't know. Haddad Maia. She toys with the prey in Kasatkina, who again, unforced error, heads over the baseline. So many question marks now. Just stretching to get on that forehand side. Chips it too far. But yeah, Ghosty, you're going to have to keep us posted as to how the Boomer matches go. Nothing better than going to a local court and just making yourself feel like a big dog when you get a nice win against locals. Haddad Maia, whacks left, right. Kasatkina almost has to run into the crowd. That's how far she's having to run and how wide as well. Pretty crazy. Ghosty's still on the Wilson. Got a K-blade that's jointed and okay. Few different rackets for the Ghosty. So I admire that commitment. When you know you've got a few tricks up your sleeve, I think that's great. But it's going to be Haddad Maia who takes the first two games, holds and breaks in the third. Boomer remover, we reckon. MJ, what's your guess as to how old Ghosty is? If you're using a K-blade Wilson, an embarrassing Boomer retirees. Ooh, Ghosty. Playing hard to get on the commentary here. Kasatkina serves wide. Fault. Kasatkina. Wide. Uses that forehand weapon. Pushes deep. Backhand cross court. She's on the lurch though. Haddad Maia. She's exasperated but gives off a smile. Don't know how she's feeling about that point. Kasatkina. First serve into the net. Cross court for both players. What a generation chat. Who's who? Oh, Ghosty a Boomer Daddy. Cheers, lava. Go off. Ghosty timeless. Questions. Kasatkina, serve, kicks wide, be a fault. She'll take it again. Kasatkina with the toss. Oof. Ugly. Some bad timing, and it's a double fault. Yeah, yikes. That was just a bit of an uncoordinated moment. Probably looks like when I play tennis. You go, are those arms and balls and everything? The next serve's much better. Kicks out wide. She runs Haddad Maia to the other side. We're swinging like a pendulum here. It's like a yo-yo, but you know what? Yo, no. It doesn't work out for Kasatkina. The shot's off. How's that for mileage? Left, right, left, right. Yeah, the other player buggers it up. See what happens. Kasatkina, serve. Backhand with loop. Go straight down the line. That one looks better. Come on, she says. And it's to Juice. Got some healthcare devotees in the chat. Kasatkina, wide. And she'll take the advantage there. She's down 2-love in the third. Could use this one. Kasatkina down the tee on her serve. Wax backhand wide. Forehand wide. Really exposing that backhand. But doesn't worry, Haddad Maia. She was getting it back, but she won't be clawing that point back. Unforced error. And that sews up the third game of the third set. It's 2-1 Haddad Maia. She's looking good. 15 minutes into the third and not a bad result. What do we reckon? Which way is this match going to turn? Is there going to be a turn? I'm not sure. I like some slow motion replays from the coaches, just reenacting that backhand. Looked awesome, didn't it? Just as awesome as the shots coming out of Abu Dhabi. The Abu Dhabi Open is where we are. So much on the line for both players. That spot in the final, something that both players haven't done. You note that Haddad Maia, last year she was in the semi-final, but lost that one to the eventual winner in Belinda Bencic. So 6-2, 6-3, she lost that one. So if she can win today, this will be her best result as at Abu Dhabi. And that is, of course, the same for Haddad Maia. These two have played each other twice before, with Haddad Maia taking both of those out. Kasatkina, zip. Juice Lava, you're right. We just clicked midnight on the Australian East Coast in Sydney, where I am. Not midnight for you just yet. Happy to bring in the new day, bring you all with me. Some great action happening here. QualityShot tennis. And at Abu Dhabi, where we find ourselves just heading into the Haddad Maia service game in the third. Left-handed serve kicks wide. Doesn't work out. It's going to be a fault. All right, on second serve. Conservative, chips in. She's get run off her feet, left, right. Really, she's almost into the crowd is how far back she has to stand. And with that, obviously Kasatkina is gonna get the point. She's calling all the shots there, pardon the pun. Ghosty reckons as well. Not doing well on that second serve. Oh, here's a big prediction. If she can, so Ghosty reckons Haddad Maia, if she can get some first serves in, she'll cruise into a 3-set win, 6-4. We've got another 6-4 prediction. I don't want to say it's cheating because it's happened before. No, I think that's a great prediction. Might be right. Is Haddad Maia really scrambling to stay in this point? Both players, almost a war of attrition. And it'll be BR, who is the first to falter, just goes too deep into the baseline. Oh, hello. Lunar New Year. Is that today? I forgot that too. Thanks, Ghosty. Maybe that's why I ordered my dumplings tonight. We'll pretend that there was a big grand plan behind it. Uber Eats busy on the deliveries, I can tell you that. Haddad Maia. It's her serve, but she's the one looking most exhausted here. Has to take a moment. Sucking in the big ones. Very close to the ground. How about that? Just the stretch and the slide return. That was really impressive from Kasatkina. She's gone the slide return, gets to the ball in an advantageous position, whacks it cross court. That was a really clever shot, really clever play. Don't mind that at all from Kasatkina. Got a fault for Haddad Maia. She's down. Love 40. Expensive 3 break points, especially when she's held so early. 2-1 in the third. So it's going to be important for Haddad Maia. Clicks wide. The return's in. Ghosty, you got some hot takes here. Don't mind this one. Surprisingly agile, given she's sort of duck-footed and slow. It's deceiving, isn't it? I feel like some of these athletes, you watch them and you think, oh, you know, they're not actually that quick. But then when they get to stuff, you think, maybe I went a little harshly, but 2-2 in the third. What year is it? Is it the year of the... We've got a dragon here. Haven't done my research. Kasatkina with the serve. Both players left, right. Haddad Maia calling the shots on that, but poor execution goes out. First break point. I reckon it's a year of the dog. That's what we're rolling with. Kasatkina serves down the line. The return goes wide. Both players toying wide, toying deep. Kasatkina trying to generate power. But it'll be Haddad Maia who makes the fatal error. Kasatkina, 30 love. A lot of points in a row now. I reckon we've just clicked. What's that? 10-ish points for Kasatkina in a row? Crazy. What a change of fortunes. After steamrolling in that first set. I think she went quiet in the second, but maybe this is her comeback. Kasatkina, wide serve. Ooh! Some frustration. Haddad Maia, she's really unhappy. She got to the point, but just a closed racket face and slams the ball into the net. That was, yeah, okay. MJ tells us the verification that they are indeed Chinese and it is indeed the year of the dragon. Thank you for that. You've still made some wings for Super Bowl instead of a Chinese dish. What's the traditional Chinese Super Bowl dish? I'm intrigued now. As Kasatkina. She's 40 love. Or 40-15 now. As Haddad Maia just keeps clawing into this match. I think something that she does really well consistently and especially across every tennis tournament that she plays. That's one thing you can count as her trademark is just never giving up, constantly chipping away. Good for Haddad Maia to put a stop to that run of continuous points. It's Kasatkina stretched for the slide return. She can't slide well enough. Coughs up the point, Kasatkina. 40-30. MJ, is there a traditional Chinese dish for Super Bowl or maybe unofficial as well? And Daniil bringing the energy. Hello, Daniil. Guess what? We've got an umpire's call. I thought we had Kasatkina's service game wrapped up. Ball's just going to be too far out on the sidelines. 40-30 for Kasatkina. Serves down the line. Return comes wide. Both players stretched on their forehands. Haddad Maia generating pace and a bit of volume in the voice. Master impact goes up really high lob. Kasatkina to put it away. She reads the body language perfectly. Haddad Maia dives the wrong way, and it's Kasatkina's advantage. Great stat from Ghosty. Yet to win a second serve in the third set. Woo! Yeah, that's a tricky one. We've got a few different suggestions for perhaps what's some Lunar New Year Super Bowl crossover feeds. Gonna have to give us some translations, Ghosty. Kasatkina has the advantage. Goes down the line. Return comes back. She looks comfortable. Stretches wide. Haddad Maia, confident, well into the baseline, and now smacks it down WWE style. Raises the fist. She's pretty stoked with that. As she should be. Such a clever approach shot. She really picked that timing so smoothly. Left-handed smash. And it just goes that hard, that high and hard, I guess. There's no chance to reply. MJ says no traditional Lunar New Year food for the Super Bowl. I'll have to let my friends know because we were hoping to have a celebration. We might have to have 2 celebrations now, one for Super Bowl and one for the Lunar New Year. But Haddad Maia is one step closer to celebrating a spot in the final, potentially. She's advantage here. Both players looking just a tick over 50%. Oh, scrap that stat. We've got some killer play. The left-handed winner, Haddad Maia. That was so confident. Super clever shot down the line. There was no way that her opponent was going to get to it. That's a really clever shot. G'day. Sam ZK joining us. Am I new to this channel? Yes, my name's Hannah. This is my first night on the job. How am I going? Give me some pointers if you're liking or not liking. Been a bit of a wrestle to get used to chatting to people. Usually you're chatting to yourself at home. How good is that? Some Aussie facts. Yes, some Australians do follow the American football gridiron, as we call it over here. I've got a few friends who are very, very invested, and they get up early on Monday mornings. That's when it's on mostly for Australia, like the whole day. You can pretty much cancel out your Mondays. Definitely one for the office workers who like to claim a work from home day on a Monday to watch the Super Bowl. And Sam ZK, I'm going to have to do some Googling. I'm much better with sports people than actresses, but I will look up Saoirse Ronan. I'm definitely needing all the support to get me ticked over to midnight, past midnight now, quarter past. Very much a early sleeper, early riser. So, but we got a lot of energy into this final close of the third set. But I appreciate all the love. You guys are so much fun. Again, it's just so cool. Like, you know, how many people on a Saturday night are watching tennis at a quarter past? You guys and me. So thank you, Sam ZK. I appreciate the warm welcome. And a big good morning back to you, Sam ZK. Where are you joining us from, Sammy? Let us know what you've been up to today. Irish blood, I can assure you there's none in my system. All right, back to the tennis. Enough chit-chat. Haddad Maia up 3-2 in the third. Takes the serve, goes down the mid. Down the line again. Kasatkina, a lot of backhand returns. Tries to slide a forehand in there. But there's going to be the query. Haddad Maia reckons it's gone too far wide. She takes a second, goes, nah, actually. Asked for some more tennis balls, but The call's been made. Where did it go? Yeah, it was absolutely in. No questions there. Two challenges remaining. All right, a few up the sleeve. Do you reckon that's enough to carry us through the third set? We'll find out. Haddad Maia, love 15. Kicks wide. Sweet. Across, pardon me. Forehand side, but the shot, it actually doesn't work out in her favour. How about this one? Gets the forehand winner, but how about the spin? That was massive from Kasatkina. Beautiful, beautiful topspin on that forehand. Means that she's 0. Means that it's love 30. Haddad Maia. Fault. What's she gonna do? Haddad Maia. Might have been a let there. I think she's going to take that again. Cheated by a Hawkeye. Ooh. Accusations in the chat. I'm liking it. Let's heat it up. Haddad Maia. Haddad Maia goes wide. Forehand down the mid. Pushed out wide. She's having to cross to that backhand side. Backhand again. Deeper for Kasatkina. So much racket speed on her forehands, Kasatkina. She tries to get a slice in, but doesn't work out. Slicey, bit dicey. And she'll cough up the point. Not bad strategy, though. Like, just edging back. Really clever to put her on the back foot. Don't mind it. Haddad Maia. I've got a frozen screen. Been trying to play around with buttons too much. We're back. Haddad Maia. The serve. Oh, gotta love when players look a little salty, look to their box. I think that's what's happening to Bia. Looks to her box. She's not super stoked. I keep slamming that one into the net. Yeah, definitely the eye contact needs a bit of love to pump her home. Huge break opportunity. Oh, and the forehand goes down the line. Not a bad shot selection. I actually quite like this one. So go to the replay. Yeah, how about that? Kasatkina, she's facing almost the wrong way. Just full extension, full stretch on the one-handed backhand. She already doesn't have eyes on the ball, and just the placement. So masterful. As Haddad Maia, 30-40. Misses the first serve. Oh, we got. You know what I like about you guys? The love for the people in the box. Yeah, we need to support our friends and fam. Sometimes you wonder if players just need to take it out on someone, and unfortunately, it can be those players, those people who have absolutely no say in it because they don't have a racket in their hands. Funny how that works out. Haddad Maia, 30-40. Serves wide, recovers, goes cross court backhand. Haddad Maia choosing her time. She's on the back foot, recovers, gets the footwork in line. Approach. Kasatkina, she's coverage is awesome. The lasso forehand, perhaps from her fellow country woman in Sharapova, she might have learnt that from. But yeah, the lasso forehand looks good. Generates a unforced error. I don't mind that. And that'll seal the game. 3-3 in the third set. Who's going to actually hold serve? This is my question. It's been such a lopsided match. I think all the way through, that's probably been the one constant. Lasso. Sorry, it might be an accent thing. Lasso, like when you watch the old country and western movies, like that. So when you hit your forehand like that, might be some Aussie lingo. That used to be my favourite shot. Lasso of a forehand. We'll see a few more of them perhaps in the rest of this match. Haddad Maia. She's running left, right. Kasatkina, she's got the serve, but man, she's being extended very far out the width. I'm liking this. Fewer accent issues early. I understand. Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso? Is that Ted Lasso he goes by? Might just be a quality shot. Tennis trying to help us out here. Appreciated. You go the whip shot. Interesting. Didn't make its way down under in Australia. All right. Kasatkina with the serve. It's 15-all. Hits it wide. Haddad Maia, she's pushed into the corner. Not many choices that she can make. Just has to go straight down the line to keep it in. She can't do that. It's going to be 15-30. Buggy. Also the name for that shot. I'm learning a lot of things here. Kasatkina chucks the serve up. She's caught back foot on her backhand. She recovers. Beautiful backhand shots. And then she's back to her dominant forehand. Just the amount of strength she can generate. She adds a bit of loop. Just variation of the timing. A clever decision, although doesn't work out in her favour because she coughs the unforced error up, plunging into the net. But I don't mind that strategy. I think that's something both players perhaps have a little bit of room to toy with. Now that the fatigue has set in, been on court for almost 2.5 hours, this might be the opportunity to use those smarts and just vary the depth of ball placement and height. I think there's something to be said about that. And are we going to see some more whipping forehands or buggy shots? Here's the question. There was almost a winner there. Kasatkina, 40-30. Sean Powers liking a bit of quality shot tennis, a bit of forehand. Well, I'm liking the backhand of Kasatkina. She goes down the line and now massive forehand off the height that Haddad Maia generates. Clicks a winner. Yeah, when you're given time and space, you've got the liberty to read the play, and she reads it expertly. How good's that? Just watching the replay now. So she was given so much time, just reading the body, such an underrated skill, just being able to watch your opponent's body language, see which way they're trying to cover the court, and then going the other way. Just clever. I like it. Ghosty says, finally a hold. Yeah, well spotted, my friend. What an arm wrestle it has been. 4-3 in the third. Haddad Maia to serve. Are we due for a tiebreak, guys? What do we reckon? Very curious. Oh, you know what I'm craving now? Now that we've been speaking about it, some fried chicken. Oh yeah, MJ, you've got it in my head now. I'll be sending you the bill, my friend. Unless you can bring some over to Australia, that would be so appreciated. But yeah, now you got me thinking. Whew. What are your I don't know if anyone else is into the Super Bowl. What are your plans for Monday? Are you going to be taking a day off work? If you're in somewhere where it's going to be on Monday, or if it's a Sunday for you, you're gonna host a barbie. What's the tradition? Fill me in, especially those of you watching from America. What does your Super Bowl day look like? I'm gonna be catching up with my friends. I'm gonna catch up with my friends, hopefully, they've come over from the States. Where are they from? I think LA. They've come over, and I said, "Oh, we'll go to the pub and watch it." But we've got no idea who in Australia will be watching the Super Bowl from the pub on a Monday. We'll have to find out. Ghosty, yes, that is the law, and if you don't follow it, you get locked up. As Haddad Maia hopes to lock up this third set. Early signs look good. Down Kasatkina 4-3, leading the third. But if Haddad Maia can actually hold here, something new for this match, be a great result. Haddad Maia slams into the net for her first serve. Something I think if she does progress in this tournament, we'll need to clean up just a little bit. I think tonight was, a few easy points she could have converted if just with the power of that first serve. Second serve looks decent though. She's on the back foot with her forehand, but doesn't matter. Crosses over to her backhand, down the line. Takes her time to read, smacks the forehand home, back to that back corner. Kasatkina having to cover a lot of ground, but cover ground she does, ripping home a forehand winner down the line. Sean Power, curious to see how you're finding this third set and how you reckon it's going to go. Can Haddad Maia hold? It's 15 all. Her serve holds, gets that in. Approaches the net forehand and then recovers back to the service tag. Poor, the emotion is rising. How about this? She covers forehand slice, but yeah, no good. The winner is hit. Kasatkina read that about a year ago, I reckon, that shot. 2 hours 18 done so far in this match, both players. Oh. Haddad Maia looks wide, doesn't work. Takes the second. She's down a point, down a break point. Haddad Maia, 15-30. Down the tee, looks good. She crunches. Again, the footwork. She just needs to get there. I know it's such a simple, duh, of course she has to get there, but I just think she's just leaving a little bit late with the footwork, and I think that's been a common theme of today. So a little bit on the homework list. If you're the coach of either of these players, what would be your number one item on the recovery and practice list because, yeah, I think that would definitely be one of mine. 1540, Kasatkina, opportunity to break. Haddad Maia doing a good job of covering the baseline. Kasatkina getting everything back. Brick wall energies. Haddad Maia on the lurch. Should we whack to the other side? Left, right. Back to the left. That forehand side is a left-hander. She's very comfortable there. Kasatkina doing everything in her power to just set this one up. Beautiful rally so far. Kasatkina having to slide now. Haddad Maia feeling more comfortable. And Kasatkina reckons she's got the forehand winner, but the finger goes up from Haddad Maia. We've got some love. Murat Bachi, welcome. Great to have you along. Who are you going for? I reckon there might be a bit of BR energy for you. BR for Beatriz. He's going to serve here. 30, 40. Breakpoint opportunities. Haddad Maia. Again, back foot on that backhand. She's on the backhand side, 2 in a row. Approaching the ball, like the ball's really close to her body, but she's obviously comfortable in that position. Goes down the line, sends Kasatkina just sprinting across the court. Recovers down the middle, but Haddad Maia reads it too well. Puts it in a place she simply cannot get to. Yeah, so the homework's coming from Ghosty, talking about the serving of both women. I'd agree. I think stats have been a lot higher. For the earlier matches of this tournament. I'll give you those stats in a sec because, yeah, you're right. 50% for both of them today, not their finest. But that's right. We'll head to juice in this one. Yeah, 71% first serve percentage for Kasatkina previously in this tournament. So, yeah, definitely down, what's that, like 20-something percent, and 76% for BR. So, both players definitely not serving their finest today. Haddad Maia hopefully does serve her finest here at juice. She wants to hold serve. She'll kick wide. She's on the back foot, Kasatkina, pushing the ball into the corner of the court, but it comes back down the middle. Both players with intensity now. Kasatkina, slice. Comes straight back to her. Haddad Maia. Pulling out every trick in the book is the sense that I'm getting at the moment. Beautiful slices for both players in that rally. But, for a lady who's been on the tour for a decade, a lot of passion coming from Haddad Maia. Haddad Maia, wide. She's better footwork here. She's getting her left foot around it. Looking to approach. Smacks it down. Yeah, that's well read. That is much better tennis. Just clever. Ghosty. Kasatkina's already had a mediocre serve, but doing better. She's taller and stronger. Yeah, no, true. That is true. I don't think there's that much in it height-wise, though. Like, let's think about it. I think Kasatkina, she's how tall is she? 170 centimeters. Actually, no, you might be right. 170 centimeters via 180, like a 6 foot. So yeah, there is a bit of a differential there. You are right. Haddad Maia with the serve. It's juice. Stretch wide. Slice behind. Slice backhand. behind the ball and pump the fist. Kasatkina goes too wide. Haddad Maia 6-1. Yep, there we go. MJ, got a lot going on, my friend. Bit of frying chicken. Got to do some tax returns. That accountant life doesn't stop for anybody. Lift at gym soon. You're definitely squeezing a lot into your day, my friend. For me, bit of tennis. That's enough. That's enough. Haddad Maia, advantage. Takes the serve. Kicks wide. And it's smash. Yeah. Yeah, that's in. She's stoked. How about that? That's the game. Tied up. And a few Brazilian fans have made it out to Abu Dhabi. What a great result. Yeah, that's a really fun point. And a great result for that game. She needed that. We've got some service holds. How unusual for this match. Something we haven't seen a lot of so far. MJ says, have you done, sorry, flicking through the comments quickly, have I done podcasting, commentating before? Sounds like I'm a pro. Oh, thanks, my friend. I have been across a few different sports. Have you heard of a sport called netball? Back in the day, it was known as women's basketball. That's my, I think, sport that I work mostly on, but I really do like tennis, so happy to chat with you guys on that. But no, I'm fairly new to the game. Hide everything in the Caymans. I think that is accounting 101. Don't mind about that. Manna, you've come back, my friend. I know I was teasing you at the start. Said, are you sure about your tip? But it's very much this one hanging in the balance. 4 all in the third, 15 all. Kasatkina with the serve. Ball's going to be played down the mid, stretched out wide. Haddad Maia, she's looking exhausted, and honestly, you would be. You would be exhausted because she's getting run ragged off her feet. Kasatkina, maybe she'll try and use that strategy again. 30-15. Try to go down the line. It'll be a fault. Yeah, Ghosty, AFL, that's where it's at. We talk gridiron today, but we're going to talk a lot of AFL. Great sport. Tell me who you go for and we can get a bit of footy chat going. All of our international friends can learn along. Kasatkina. Oh, I don't know why, Manna, you're falling asleep, mate. Well, you've come back at the perfect time because guess what? 4 all. Your girl, she could come home. We'll see what happens. Got a challenge at the moment. Just headed to Hawkeye. Ball's in. Definitely in. So it's going to be 30-15. Sorry, 30 all now. Kasatkina with the serve. She goes down wide. But just choking. Do we call it a choke? Choke to that point, and it's going to be Haddad Maia with the break point. Great opportunity, 30-40. Could we have an upset? I agree. Quality shot tennis. It has been a wild third set. Just the fact that we're really hanging in the balance here. Huge, huge breakpoint opportunity. Going to go down the line. Oh, and into the net. Haddad Maia, she's starting to get a bit sniffy. We've seen her be really unmated with her box so far, but this is passion of a different type. We might be heading to a tiebreak if it keeps going like this. Kasatkina down the line, comes back to the mid, recovery, tries to sneak one home, use that angle. It's a bloody magnificent shot. Just reaching under the armpit, I want to say, of Haddad Maia. So it's Kasatkina with the advantage. Ghosty with his AFL stories. Which team is most likely to get in a fist fight before? Mate, it was definitely a magpie they were talking about. There are two, actually, there is a team called the Crows, but they're probably less likely to get in a fight, I'd say. Collingwood supporters definitely getting teased for premiership tattoos and a lack of teeth. You know who's got teeth and perhaps skin in the game? A little closer to home on this match in Abu Dhabi. Haddad Maia, what do we know about her mentality? I'd be really curious as to what you guys think. Has she got the mental strength to delve deep in these moments? I think being 27, she should have a bit of depth. She's overcome challenge before, but in these clutch moments, she's just looking a little hot under the collar. And how about this? Haddad Maia just invincible off the backhand. She's having to cover a heap of work off the baseline, but doesn't matter. She's getting there much earlier than before. That laggy footwork has dissipated out of her game. Kasatkina forcing it over the baseline, and Haddad Maia to take the points on that. She almost looks up to the sky as if acknowledging, like, thank God that things are starting to look better. And perhaps that mentality shift is just owing to maybe some simple footwork, but that would be my hot take. Mana, you reckon some over 3-hour marathons? Kasatkina, advantage. Patrols down the mid. She's got it all covered. Haddad Maia, she's urged to come forward in depth back, but again, just the unforced errors. Kasatkina just coughs up that advantage due to a wayward forehand, lopping far too wide to be considered in court. It's going to be deuce. Kasatkina serves down the line. It looks magnificent. The return, it gets there. It's a struggle, but it gets there. Haddad Maia, she's in an advantageous position. Let's just say that. Yeah, interesting about talking about each player's respective strengths. We've already spoken. Manners mentioned she played the longest match last year. Yes, that is true. Longest match last year. Also the longest match of the WTA circuit thus far in that second round against Magdalene. That was a monster. And this one might be headed to the same. Big break point, Haddad Maia. Ball through the middle channel. Rip of the backhand. Tries to get the slice home. But we're back to deuce, baby. Could be in for a long one. I feel like there's not a lot separating these two players at the moment. Like, I know I've been slightly critical of Bia's mentality. She's always connecting with her box, always looking up, looking down, depending on the vibe. Given she's a pretty emotional, she appears to be an emotional roller. We'll see what happens. Ghosty, what's my style of play? Mate, at the moment, I've had a few nightmares lately, and at the moment, my style of play is just get the ball over the net because it's no fun. I had a few weeks ago where I just kept coughing up double faults. You know, oh my gosh, I think those days where you're just a bit off just kills you and sets you back a few months. I feel like my golf game is like that at the moment, where some days I hit the stick, I've got my sticks out, I'm thinking, geez, I'm good. Geez, I could go pro in this. And then you have one day where just nothing goes right. Those little golf balls are flying everywhere that they shouldn't be going. And you think, got to give this up. So can't lie, I've been tempted to throw my clubs into my local lake because it's been doing my head in. But what is exciting is it's 5-4 here at Abu Dhabi. We'll see what happens if we can get a hold of serve. Yes, Mana, you are correct. She did play the longest match of the year. We've spoken about that one just now. Magda Linette, 7-6, 6-7, 6-1. Goes almost 4 hours for that match. I hear you. How does golf not F up your tennis stroke? I never understood. Yeah, this is a really interesting topic, and I think about this quite frequently. Ash Barty, so Jack Stock, yep, and Ash Barty. Ash Barty admittedly doesn't need to focus on her tennis anymore, given that she's retired, but she's actually competing in I don't want to say a local event. I'm going to say there's, Ash Barty's a competitor and she's going to want to do well, but she's competing in a golf tournament, I think in a couple months' time in Australia. And it is remarkable. Admittedly, I'm not very good at either sport, so it probably we'll pretend that it hinders me, but I probably didn't have a lot of talent in either to begin with. But for people who are genuinely talented, you think about the different strokes. Maybe it's just a case of when you're so good at a sport, you learn to code switch. This is good for one, this is good for another. Juice Lava, you've admitted about your 6'4". Yes, sayonara. Or maybe not. I don't know. We could get a break here. Who knows? Haddad Maia, if she can hold serve, will be in for a banger of a finish. And she does hold that first point. Squash and table tennis could screw you up as well in tennis. I have heard that. I've heard that with table tennis and tennis, but I think those sports really overlap. I'm trying to think of someone who played both elite tennis and elite table tennis. So I can't think of an example. Do you know one? Meanwhile, Haddad Maia sprints 2 steps. 30 love off her return. Now, just off her serve. The return didn't get back to her. How about that? Not bad at all. Jack Stock retired so he can lose in pickleball. Ay. Are you guys on the pickleball train? I feel like this is an important question to ask of tennis people. I haven't tried it yet myself. Maybe one day. QualityShot tennis says table tennis is okay. Good backhand slice table tennis helps me. Interesting. Haddad Maia, 30-15. Serve goes down the line. Will she go cross court? Nah, chips it short. Just wants a volley, gets strung back, gets the return. Kasatkina, though, says, nah, you got one sneaky back. I'm not letting you do it, and puts it away by a big smash just over the net. But you know what? I am going to say, some damn good credit to Haddad Maia to get back over. The lob has gone to virtually the baseline. She's running from the net. Gets that lob back. Obviously, the return is handled swiftly. She doesn't get the return off that, though. Not bad. Haddad Maia, 30-all. Serves down the tee. Gets pushed back deep into the baseline. Both players do that and take each other wide, but interesting. Things are just heating up here. Both players willing to engage in the duel of going down the mid, going cross court. And it's really just who coughs it up. Squash and racquetball are a bigger threat for blowing out ankles and knees? No. Good question. I actually don't know myself. Do some research. Haddad Maia, 40-30. And again, just the unforced errors. It's going to sew that game up, though, so not a bad result. And guess what? I think that's the first hold of serve in quite a hot minute. How about that? Geez, you guys are into squash and racquetball, but refuse to call pickleball a sport. Interesting. So 5-all here at Abu Dhabi. Whew. How about this rally? Kasatkina covering all the court, back foot. Haddad Maia, what a jewel. Geez, this has been such an enjoyable match. Check this out. And so how's the replay here? We've got Kasatkina pushing to the back corner, has to lurch front corner, gets it in. Haddad Maia on the back foot. That is some lovely tennis. I don't mind this. Hannah, you're going to sleep all tonight after this late one. Oh, mate, tell me about it. If we do get to this tie break, it could be just power through to the morning. But that's all right. Ghosty doesn't mind a bit of badminton, but prefers the badminton lingo. Very funny, ha. Kasatkina. Just her box looking concerned. We know there's been a lot of engagement tonight. Oh, we'll see what happens. Kasatkina goes deep. The returns, I think the return's too far. Yeah, it just goes a bit deep. Manner, do I like paddle? Paddle is in like a table tennis paddle. Bit of table tennis. Don't mind it, but only fun when you play against people that you know you can beat comfortably. Kasatkina serves. The return sends her to the back, deep into the forehand court. She can't get it there. Kasatkina looking pumped. Things are turning around. Yeah, when the ball goes over the baseline, that's a great result. When you're exhausted and deep into a third set, conservative from Kasatkina, just protecting the backhand side. Now she takes that on as the forehand. Got a Ted Lasso or a lasso forehand. Keeps chipping it back to Kasatkina. Haddad Maia trying to set up some points here, but very much on the back foot on her backhand. And it's a war of attrition again. Oh, paddle. It's like tennis, but inside a cage. That sounds, oof. How does that work? Inside a cage. When you say cage, is it one of those elastic ones where you can hit it off the wall? I know that occurs in some sports, and I think that's really cool, like indoor cricket, I think, and indoor netball, I think they use nets. Is that what you mean by cage? Or maybe a tennis ball might be hard to rebound off one of those. Break point here. Kasatkina is urged to come short, is urged to go long, returns it all. And returns it so well that the advantage, just lost. Let's watch this. So, beautiful, beautiful depth. It all works out. What's this? Aussies don't sleep, they just slam another oil can, punch a few wallabies and tough it out. How about that? MJ, mate, thanks for that. That's really made my day. I appreciate your love, and I appreciate all you're doing for the fried chicken communities out there. You're on your hustle. I'll keep hustling, you keep hustling. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate that. Got a bit of cheeky cage chat in the comments. I've read that with my eyeballs and I'm not going to address it because we've got some exciting things happening here. Ha ha. Kasatkina down the break. Haddad Maia with the advantage. Kasatkina down the line with the serve. It'll be a fault. Second serve, wide. Oh, Haddad Maia, not happy. Goes too searching. Too searching for depth. It's going to be juice. He really is giving tiebreak kind of energy, isn't it? 5-all in the third. Kasatkina. Serve. Down the tee. Looks good. Just in. Both players dancing the dance. Kasatkina two-handed backhand along the line. Has to recover to the forehand side of the court for the right-hander. Oh, no. Just my stream decided to it's so exhausted from working so hard. Nah, we'll get that back online. Oh, thank you, Ghosty, for chipping in. Appreciate the love, guys. Thank you so much for these contributions. Nice to feel appreciated and just spurred on, Keep chipping away as we all do with our jobs. That's very appreciated. You know what I'd also appreciate? This stream to be loading swiftly. I'll just give it the old reboot. Stand by. How about that? We'll get there eventually. I reckon, is this the time to tag team? I think my phone might be overheating. Too much hot tennis going on. No, I think my phone must be thinking about all that fried chicken. Can't do two things at once, my phone. Think about fried chicken and a bit of tennis all at the same time. All right, I'm just getting this stream locked in and loading. We can't have it dying when we're going to a tie break potentially. All right, just getting this stream back. Oh, yeah. How's it going to pan out? Do we have any more predictions? Have we changed our minds? We've had a few people weigh in with their predictions. Manna, I'm talking to you, buddy. Keen to hear who you reckon. And also, maybe, is it time to start predicting who's going to win this whole championship? Because I reckon that's where my brain will be heading next. As I'm just getting my stream. Let's see what's happening here. I feel like it's the old turn it off and on again. Yeah, Ghosty reckons Rybakina. I'd agree with you. Do you reckon Rybakina's got the whole thing on lock? Might be. Ramsey, welcome. Haven't seen you tonight before. Stoked to have you along. Who is the player winning next? So, after this match at Zayed Sports City International Tennis Centre, it'll be the next semi-final. So, it'll be Elena Rybakina and Ludmila Samsonova. They'll play for a spot in the final. So, yeah, I guess the question is who's going to win? Rybakina would be my thinking. I think she's just got a lethal serve that's too good for pretty much anyone on the women's circuit at the moment. Samsonova, not bad, but yeah, probably just a little less ready to win this one. Here we go. After AO, my bank called me and said my wallet need a break. Ha ha, manna. Well, we appreciate you joining the stream and appreciate Here we go. Oh, here's a hot take on Samsonova. Overrated. Darling of the critics. I'm happy to be wrong, but I don't think she'll ever be. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, Ghosty. I think we're all happy to be proven wrong by awesome players, kind players, nice, like talented players. And I think Samsonova's got the talent. But yeah, I reckon you might not be completely wrong. Rybakina, you reckon she's got a long match? I know. Imagine staying up to watch this. Well, I guess she's over there. But yeah, a lot of peer review, a lot of tape to get across. Kamanu, hello. I'm Hannah. So nice to meet you. We're so stoked to have you. You have joined just in time for the thrilling action. There's a lot happening here. So we've gone to the tie break. This is fantastic. Kasatkina with the first point. This is going to be huge. Got some thoughts. Mana reckons 7-4 for the tie break. Where are we? These rallies just, they're going to be huge. Got a lot of love for Kamanu. Great to have you. Great to have you on board. A lot of love from Ghosty Mana. I love that you guys are all this community, all besties. I love that. Yeah, this is my first night Kamanu. So don't worry, we're all new and all meeting each other. All right. So 2 points in this tie break. This is getting it. It was the finish that a lot of people here called. Maybe not so early in the match. We thought it was going to be a little more straightforward. But Sean Power, thank you for joining us. Remember, you guys can always contribute financially. We appreciate that. Keeps us doing what we're doing. It has been a very fun first stream. Even better when we get to a tie break. Yes. I know it has been such a bloody crazy match, this one. To be honest, I questioned if it was going to be done in straight sets, but when you stretch it out to a tie break, you know that it's good fun. Yeah, this is an interesting one. A lot happening here. Abu Dhabi, 3-2. How about this? A lot of love for the tie break. Best way to go about it. Oh, the slide. Yeah, Haddad Maia loves the late night showdowns. Yeehaw! Why would you not? Do you reckon of all the matches, like a showdown? Do you reckon of all the types of showdowns in tennis, the ones that come via a tiebreak are your favourite? I still never know. Sometimes I think it's the best way to go, and sometimes I think it's the most brutal way to go. Okay, we've got the serve. Geez, this is so gripping. I can't. Oh. There's a lot happening here. Here we go. Fans, you love a tiebreaker, but for the players, it's a torment. Yeah, it's interesting. I was actually chatting, might have been to Dane Sweeney about this. He said, you guys have no idea how hard it feels out there. I thought, oh, jeepers. It is such popcorn entertainment for us, but really for a player to make it through, it's bloody unreal. And especially for someone like Dane, who's so willing to take on the spirit of tennis, give it a hot crack. You think, oh, geez, if this is making him nervous, then how about it? Yeah, I love these our favorite tie breaks sharing in the chat. How good's that? Such a great way to finish. And an attempted volley to win that point. Kasatkina. She goes, yeah, double-handed backhand cross court. Brilliant read of space. Fans are just up in arms about that shot. This is a gripping tie break so far. I mean, they're always gripping tie breaks. It's bloody, how good's tie break tennis? All right. We serve down the tee. Kasatkina, one-handed backhand. She's looking pretty casual. Two-handed backhand, in control. And she's in control. Oh, because Haddad Maia has overshot the baseline and is not happy. Looks at risk of smashing a racket or something. Just the two-handed backhand, too much power, and she is up in arms, so disappointed with herself. Another Kasatkina serve. Such a gripping time for her. So exciting. She's never gotten as far as a final. And guess what? She will make the final. Kasatkina. She's what a result here. Let's check this scorecard out. What a bloody day. Kasatkina getting the tiebreak done. And we'll take the match. Yoo-hoo! What a result. And I guess we're one step closer to knowing who the victor is of the third ever Abu Dhabi Open. That's the semi-final, the first semi-final that's stitched up. Now the question is, who next match is going to progress? Elena Rybakina, Ludmila Samsonova. Who will win that one to have a chance of winning the Abu Dhabi Open? What a match we've seen today. I'm curious as to your favourite bits, least favourite bits, your questions, your thoughts. Juicelava, appreciate you joining us. Dasha, we've got a lot of love here. Do you reckon she's got enough to go all the way, the Russian? We'll see what happens. Some questions. Yeah, Haddad Maia will be disappointed being break up last set. Really good thinking. I think just ended up being such a crazy result. Just goes to show the mental composure. I think that's, out of my takeaways, probably the biggest lacking quality for Beatriz. So, yeah, so crazy. Can't wait to chat with you guys again soon. That was such a fun match. So fun talking with you guys. I might call it a day as well. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Nice and tired now. You're going to make me sleep well. Thanks, everyone. That was so fun. Can't wait to chat with you all again soon. Thank you for your contributions and to adding us all on different social media accounts, giving us a follow. The contributions have been so lovely, so really appreciate those. MJ, Ghosty, you guys are always very loyal. Plenty more quality shot tennis when you next tune in. My name's Hannah. Lovely to meet you all. Peace out.